Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota, Tim, coming to you from the home base here in Sarasota. There's that beautiful car that's for sale, and I don't care if it does sell anymore. I'm really tired of it. Not of the car, but the idea of thinking about spending money or getting something else. Ideally, that's what I want to drive. If I didn't have this, absolutely, I'd drive that. Why? Because it'd be the only thing I'd have to drive. No question about it. But until it sells, I'll save the gas and just let that sit there. But I'm thinking to myself this, folks, okay? 35 grand, that's, I don't mind telling you, that's what I got it advertised for on Auto Trader. If it sells, fine. If it never sells, listen, that's fine with me. And as far as other cars, I looked at some YouTube videos last night on the Cadillac, and then yesterday I actually made a phone call to the huge Tesla dealer that we have here in Sarasota, and I spoke to a gentleman at length about the Model 3. I know I got it on the brain, but I really, found out something very alarming about the Model 3 or Teslas in general. Now, I don't know what my insurance, Geico, would actually tell me, but it's extremely expensive insurance because of the technology, and if anything ever happened, what it would cost them to replace things or whatever. And I looked at it 2 or 3 times on online, and it confirmed that it was totally expensive. Now, let me turn the camera around here. So without calling, that immediately put that to bed. I said, forget it. I mean, I'm already insuring this, that, and that. And I wasn't real happy when I acquired the truck. And they told me because of the value, all these things, of course, makes insurance expensive. And we have all nationwide experienced an increase in auto insurance, just like eggs and food and gas and rent and everything else. It's just ridiculous. So as a minimalist, I certainly don't want to add additional overhead or a bigger nut to crack. While this car wasn't free because I spent my hard-earned cash on it, I have determined this. Anybody looking at a new car today, or even a late model used car that's in the luxury line in that segment, I'm convinced I would never sell that car for a penny less. It's ridiculous to do that. Not because I'd be losing more, it's just because what anybody has to pay for a new car today. I mean, you're going to spend 40 and up for anything. By the time, they get through doing that dock fee to you and everything. Now, if you buy a car in the 30s, or I don't think there's anything in the 20s, you're not buying a luxury car. You're buying a get-around, small, subcompact, something like that. And, that's fine if that's what you want to spend. But if you're looking, seems like everybody is buying the expensive cars. I mean, down here, all I see are Highline cars. Super Highline, actually. But if you buy your average, wow. A guy and his wife on Harley Davidsons, and they both got ape hangers. They're both riding dressers. If you don't know what a dresser is, that's a fully dressed out, the big Harleys. But I bit the bullet, and I bought that. And if I sell it, it will be really kind of cool to have even less and be more of a minimalist by having just the vehicle I need to pull my camper, just that nice big Ford Super Duty there. It's under warranty, only costs $46 for an oil change at Walmart, and gets 9 miles per gallon. That's the only bad thing about it. But it is what it is. So I got the car wash membership. I went this morning and I got it washed already. I might even go back and do it again, because what I did was I went through and I didn't go over to the section where you park and vacuum it and take the towels and clean the rims and everything. I was just in a hurry. I just wanted to get the moisture off of it this morning and, you know, clean it. I go there every day. And you can go as many times a day as you want. So I'm going to go to the gym right now. My first time in forever. And let me tell you, I don't know what it is. Well, that'd be stupid to say that. I know what it is. It's putting stuff in my pie hole. And too much of it. And I got to stop. I got to stop buying cars. I got to stop eating. I got to stop. I'm sick, I tell you, I'm sick. Well, I had a request this morning if I would talk about my future travel plans this spring or whatever. Now, you know that I fly by the seat of my pants. You know I don't make plans. You know I'm impulsive and just go on how I feel. Now, will I? I plan on it, God willing. You know, for sure. Where will I go? Wouldn't do any good to say where, because I may go somewhere completely different. And what I've done in the past is go to the same place. I stay at the same truck stops. I go to the same destination and do the same thing. Now, will I again? I really don't think so. I really don't. It's just like, what was it they got bored with? Motorcycling, looking at cars, other guns that I own, get something different. The Wolf Pup I had, I got a different camper. The Tundra, I got a different truck. You know, you get bored and you know, you try something different, you change. I swap one, I don't keep adding, you know, so I'm still a minimalist. I still live on this cement slab, and I have my tow vehicle, my house, everything's paid for, and I got a car that's for sale that will take me back down to just this and that, and that's it. But for the meantime, I think what I'm saving and putting gas in that pays the insurance on it. So it's not really costing me anything other than what it cost me to buy it. And I will lose. I will lose when I sell it for the short time I had. That's probably why it really shouldn't sell, or I hope it doesn't sell anytime soon, because the money it brings today will probably bring the same money for several more months, a few more months, before it will actually, you know, maybe have to renegotiate the retail value of it. But at least I'm getting more usage out of it than taking the bad beat that I'll take now by selling it. And I know I've had a lot of you out there say, look, just sell it. You know, the pain will be over. A sharp knife cuts the quickest. You know, put it behind you. But it's not like I need to sell it to pay any bills or do anything. And the loss I'm going to take isn't going to be much worse, you know, 2 or 3 months from now than what I'm going to already take. So I might as well enjoy the car. It's fun to drive. It's a nice car. And let me tell you, let's talk briefly about that Cadillac again. Briefly, I looked at some YouTube videos of when it first came out. Some guy, he's really big on, you know, doing car reviews. There's 2 or 3 guys on the internet. I'm sure you've seen them. And they get, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views by doing reviews on cars. He was at the Detroit Auto Show, and he had that red Cadillac under those lights they use, you know, and it had the, you know, best wax job you could put on a car, and the lights, you know, like they do when they show you jewelry and stuff. There isn't. You got to go look at it. Go look at a Cadillac 2025 on YouTube, the Radiant Red, and tell me if you know of any other car your eyeballs have ever seen without looking at a Ferrari or something. I'm not counting that. A regular luxury car. Today's luxury car, it beats Lexus. It beats everybody, in my humble opinion. It is the absolute most stunning, beautiful car I've ever seen, and I'm a car guy. I know Lexus is probably a better machine. I mean, no doubt, probably. The naturally aspirated V6 they put in there. And you can get a very ultimate luxury package in one and put the right wheels. And they got a red too that's stunning. But there's something about it. It looks more like a sports car than a luxury car, kind of a combo. And so does the Cadillac, but it screams luxury. And only Cadillac seems to have that niche of being able to put together with the badging and the styling of, a design that just looks so rich, so luxurious. And there's one online. What color do they call this interior? It's that one that's at the Detroit Auto Show, and it's at Reyes, whatever his name is, begins with an R. That's all he does. Rates, car review. Just put that in, you'll get it. And look for that car. He doesn't give the price because it was just coming out. But he's got the all-wheel drive, I think it's the 550T, but it had this interior. There's two tannish color interiors. One's kind of a camel and one's more of like a baseball glove leather with this black contrast. I mean, it's amazing. It's like opening the door of a Rolls and looking in. Then you've got that shifter and the steering wheel with all that Cadillac badging. I'm telling you, I'm not getting it. I can't afford it. I mean, if I wanted to go hawk everything, I could get it, but it isn't worth that. I'm not that stupid. But dang, do I want it. I don't know what it even drives like. I'd buy it without driving it. But I'm over it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it, does it? I'm over it. And I'm over that too. I'm over all of them. I'm on this. If somebody will hurry up and take this off my hands, and why it hasn't sold is beyond me. It must be that I'm meant to keep it for a little longer so I don't take such a beat. So it is what it is. And as far as the travel goes, when that time comes, I will have to do something with that, because I might be doing something with all this too. I don't mean what you might think. I just mean where I'm at, where my address is. All of that will be renegotiated and recontemplated once again. Because what I'm afraid of is two things. I'm afraid of the heat that comes here every year, and I need to be out of here. I just can't take it. And I'm afraid of the heat out west too. I will be here before I'll be there again. I can promise you that. There is no way I would be anywhere in Utah, the desert, Arizona, Texas, especially Nevada, in that desert in the summertime. It is unbearable. But boy, California sure would be nice if it wasn't so screwed up out there. And before I end this video, I know I haven't mentioned the politics in a while, but I have been watching quite a bit. And now that Trump has got these additional people that he's appointed, was that the word? And got them confirmed. RFK, and then Tulsi's in there now. Pam Bondi and all the others. Pete Hegseth, Rubio. And I think they took a photo or showed them on the news or something yesterday with them all together with Trump in there. And you can just see what a dream team. And when I watch this show, because I am into it, because it's new, and it isn't the same old politics. What I'm watching the news for now, folks, is because it's exposing. It's giving me something that I can even share too, even though I don't want to harp on it. It's exposing the individuals and our government of how we've been tricked and talked to like we're stupid. And now we're finding out with the exposure with Elon Musk and all those others I just mentioned and Donald Trump, it's like, I'm angry. I was like, you suckers, you are put $1 million, $1 billion. I mean, there's no such thing as millions anymore. Everything's billions. So you put $1 billion, the government, into a box that's supposed to go out, to these different things they talk about. A few million trickle out, and the rest of it, where did it go? And these politicians go into government and they make a couple $100,000 a year salary, which is awesome. And in a few short years, they leave government worth tens of millions of dollars. How is that possible? So the fraudulent, the stealing, the scamming that's been going on, that people are taking the money that you and me, not me as much anymore because I'm retired, but all of America that is having federal taxes, state taxes, and their Social Security money withdrawn from their paychecks to live on the rest, for these suckers to take that money from all of us, 300 and plus million people in this country, I don't know how many work or pay in, but whatever it is, and then rip us off and send it overseas to all these different things that don't even really exist, or they're stupid. They just make it up, and they're taking the money, a kickback, somehow. That's why it's all going overseas. It's all going to these programs that we don't even need to be doing. Some maybe, but if we're going to do it, make the money go to that, not the scam they're doing. And then they want to get on there and scream because the money's drying up. The fraudsters, they're screaming so loud. And we're all hearing it and we're all seeing it. And now they're just blasting it on the news every day of what's been done to us. And can you ever be fooled again? Will you ever accept anything less than 100% transparency? Will you ever accept anything less than a president like Donald Trump? And I'm going to say one thing about him. I know a lot of people watching me right now can't stand him. Listen to this. You got to admit this is true. All you haters out there of Donald Trump, listen to me. A Democrat, somebody said yesterday, I heard him, profound. And speaking of Democrats, I love Harold Ford on the 5. If people talked like him, that thought rationally, that reached back and forth and tried to work with each other, that's the kind of Democrat I want to see. I'd vote for the man if he, had the policies that we think are best. You would too, but not these crooksters, these people we have. Anyway, the profound statement I heard yesterday was, even if you dislike, I won't use the word hate, even if you dislike Donald Trump, you got to admit he's better than what we had before, because what we had before wasn't doing anything. In fact, we were getting worse. So who would disagree with that? So isn't it better that we don't have that previous administration anymore, or what was running, the person that was running, that was going to implement even worse policies and run our country right into the ground? So no matter what you think about the man, go with what's good. We don't always like our boss, but if he runs a good business and he makes you money and he provides a good workplace, you got to, maybe you might not like all the rules, but they're for your good. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. But I do watch it. I'm so mad and excited at the same time as to what has happened to our country. And I've become more, I've always been a pretty proud American. I've always been, you know, like I am. But since 2016, when Donald Trump first ran and started speaking like I thought, I've liked him. And then we went through these 4 years of this craziness, of craziness. I won't go into it. You know what it was. Crazy stuff. And then the man comes back and we're back on the rails again. That's what's exciting to me. And I'm happy for the country. I'm happy for me. I'm happy what might come down the road for us. And I'm really happy for the young people and the children today that will hopefully grow up into a better world. And, you know, we can only hope and pray for that. So, and just like someone said, what's her name on the 5? Anyway, she said if there was ever a time, and I'll close with this, if there was ever a time that we need to pray for our president and these United States of America, it's now. Because Donald Trump is doing all these things and all the others that he's appointed, and our enemies are reaching over around the world, within the country, within our government. They don't like it. And so please pray that Donald Trump will continue to be our president, be safe, that these United States of America will be safe, and that all those he's appointed will be doing the right things to straighten out all these departments and bring us that transparency, cut wasteful spending, putting money back into our pockets, lowering rates, lowering inflation, and making our country crush it again.